everybody? Kyle RTX in White Lightning of day 3 of the drive south. I am on I-75, almost to Naples. I got about 2 more hours to go, and then I have my home base for the summer. But stopped by Winter Park this morning and want to give my thoughts on that beautiful place of a golf course. It is it's a pretty spectacular place, I must say. And a 9-hole gem done by Keith Rebb, Riley Johns, and others. And you know, it really is community golf at its finest. I knew it was, you know, community based and neighborhood based and right there in the heart of the city, but I didn't really get the scope of it all. I mean, you're crossing streets, this routing is in between these neighborhoods, and it's bustling, and it's pretty incredible. I haven't played anything like it before, and it's just really, really fun, and it's really, really cool. And I mean, I think that kind of aspect with the game of golf, bringing it close to, you know, the city, and just so accessible, and what they did there was really, really cool. There's no rough. It is all fairway, and there's not one bunker that didn't serve a purpose, and that was really refreshing to see. And just so playable, really interesting green complexes, and I just couldn't get enough of it. I only played 9, but I would go back there in a heartbeat. You know, the whole time I was playing, was all I could think about was bringing my 2 boys out there. You know, they're both 8 and 6, and they love playing the game, and they would have an absolute blast out there. And you know, getting back to, with the hustle and bustle being right inside a neighborhood, and there's cars going by, you know, after the first couple holes, I couldn't help but think, if you have any kind of first tee nerves, or, you know, I always play with buddies who don't like people watching them play, well, you better get over it if you play here at Winter Park, because I mean, everyone's watching you on every single drive. You know, approach shots, putts. There's cars, there's people walking by. It's just there's so much activity going around that people are going to watch. I actually saw one guy watch a guy tee off on a par 3, and I mean, that's what you do. I try to tell my kids that I coached, you have to get used to people watching you when you play golf. It's just part of the sport, and so the more comfortable you can get with that, the better off you'll be. And so I just thought that was really funny, and it's just really cool. It makes it a little bit more intimate, and I think that's what golf needs. So yesterday when I played Sweetens Cove, I said this is golf mecca, and I still believe that. I firmly believe that that's what golf could and should be. But if there's going to be a how do I say this? Another prime example of what community golf, I should say, and public accessible golf in big cities, Winter Park is it. It is. I mean, there's just a really cool vibe about it. It's only $17 to walk. I mean, it was awesome. You know, an intimate little clubhouse. You can sit on the porch. You got hole 1 right next to you, and then you got people coming in at 9. You can watch them, and it just was really, really cool to play. And I'm glad I stopped by to see it and play it. I thought the best stretch of holes was, now granted, every hole I thought was really good, but I thought, what was it, 5 and 6, even 7, I thought were really good holes. 5 was a little deceiving in that it played about 350, 60-ish or so, and there's bunkers down the left, 2 big bunkers on the left, and you think you got all this room down the right. Well, if you happen to hit driver, they left this big, beautiful tree onto the right side of the green, and if you hit it too far down the right, you're going to be blocked by that tree. And back at the tee box, if you've never played it, you would think, okay, just blast it down there, but you're going to be stymied. And so it goes back to the essence of the strategy of the hole, where if you're going to take out the bunkers, that's the ideal line, and that is just so prime. It's just perfect golf strategy at its finest. So I thought that hole was just money, and they had an awesome double plateau green, the biggest green on the course, I'm assuming. So many pinnable locations, and just great hole. And so then when you come back on the opposite side, coming back at the opposite direction, number 6, you have a green that is behind this grove of trees, and so it essentially plays as a dogleg right, and it's only about 260, par 4, 260, 250, and big lion's mouth bunker, huge bunker, and it just kind of wraps around into like a lion's mouth green, and so many different ways that you could play it. And the bigger hitters can go after it. If you want to lay back, you got to make sure you're down the left side. But you could again go at it so many different ways, and just that green complex and the strategy of it is just, it was really, really cool. Trying to think of some other things. Yeah, I mean, overall, it's just what they did there. Having not seen it beforehand prior to, I'm pretty sure it was just kind of like a bland, flatless, featureless course, and to renovate it to what it is now is just it's awesome for the city of Orlando and the community in Winter Park. So 2 big thumbs up. To kind of wrap up my drive south, I didn't mean to play 9-hole courses. I played Culver day 1, Sweetens day 2, and obviously Winter Park today, day 3. Some people will say, what's your rank of them? That's just almost unfair, because they're 3 distinctly different courses. Culver is old school, classic architecture, rolling, hilly terrain, really hard to walk, but just that classic old school vibe, minimal earth moving, and things of that nature. Really, really enjoyed it. And obviously Sweetens is your modern day take on Augusta, Pinehurst, St. Andrews, all the greats rolled into one, and very, very walkable. So many ways you can play it. And then obviously Winter Park today is kind of more Sweetens-ish, but a different kind of aesthetic, more playable, if you will. So to pick out a favorite, it would just be an injustice. My heart says Sweetens, just because I'm more of I like the solitude on a golf course, and Winter Park would almost be too busy for me if I had to do it every day. But I'm nitpicking here. Culver has that kind of sense, but to walk it every day would be really tough, and so I would have to go Sweetens. But nonetheless, I've without question one of the better golf adventures I've had the last 2.5 days, and just a real joy. So if you haven't played any of those courses, you have to go see them, play them. I highly recommend them all, and you will not be disappointed. So yeah, I don't know when my next TruAxioms will be. I'm gonna try to get some footage of the renovations down at Naples Lakes Country Club, staying with Rob Collins and Tad King of King & Collins, and I just can't wait to pick their brain and see the whole process with Thad and Arnold Palmer Design as well. And this is the beginning of a new life chapter for me, and I just like to get this out there, and it's kind of my thoughts, and I'm glad you guys enjoy it if you do. But for those that do watch it and get this far through the video, so until next time, I will see you then. We'll see you.